This is another one from Telegram chat. The other day I listened to your chat with Curt. He dislikes about the Islam thing and the fact that they has given up on women and must be put down.
What?
Curt said, like brought down or something. Curt said Europeans must lift up women. But my question, how do we lift up women nowadays? It's hard to see. Reading Curt for years, in your group, I have realized how the fact that women have been liberated and introduced into the economy and polity has been the major factor about our destruction. Yes, blame men, blame the youth and whoever, but I don't see how we can survive if women still are out there with rights and properties. Am I wrong if I say that women must have no right in order for us to survive?
I can't figure, it's like, if you were going to write a question to get this group to get itself in trouble, that's a pretty good one, right? I mean, it's like, I know he's actually honest, right? But it seems like really good bait.
I mean, it's low resolution, let's say, and I have an answer here.
So Maurice, you're giggling about this one.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean, I agree with you.
It's also overstating it. Like, so there's
I'll just read mine and you can add.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I think women have traditionally been lifted up by prohibition of by law or well, at least by various disincentives against their antisocial behavior, leaving the only options for attaining status and influence left to them those that made them have positive effect on their men, their families, and society at large. Of course, it never worked perfectly for the same reasons as male misbehavior never completely disappeared, but perfect is the enemy of the good. None of this means that women have to receive responsibility that they can handle, and most certainly not that they should be able to decide over anything they're not responsible over. But it also doesn't mean that they need to be prevented from owning any property and dress in burqas or whatever.
Correct. So the way Martin answered the question brilliantly, which is, look, women never had the chance before to express their antisocial behavior at scale. And the combination of integration into the voting pool, integration of the workforce, and probably most importantly, dominance in the expenditure of earnings in income, right, in the household. In other words, they're the people who spend all the money, which got them the attention. And lastly, the profitability of selling them gut courses in the academy, which appealed to their in other words, the academy's been complicit in selling women what they want to hear, and the false promise that it's possible. So what's happened is women now can express their antisocial behavior in a way that they're never been able to before. And so all I'm saying is we have to eradicate outlaw the ability for women to demonstrate their antisocial behavior at scale. This is harder because men's antisocial behavior tends to be physical and material, and women's antisocial behavior tends to be verbal and undermining. So this kind of suppression of behavior that wasn't necessary of men because we'll kill each other for it is necessary for women because we won't kill them for it. And so what we have to do is expand the law such that all this female antisocial behavior isn't tolerable any longer. Now, that's the underlying question. Is the reason I'm talking about all this female nonsense is just because I want to show it's a natural outcome of the integration of women and their intellectual leaders, Ashkenazim, into the polity. The Jews are a femininely organized polity with a feminine structure. They have a feminine intellectual tradition, which is focused on the family, and they've been notoriously bad at forming and holding polities. Whereas the Westerners have been very, very, very good at forming and holding polities and maintaining sovereignty within them and producing rigorous law and high trust. So it's just like we had a problem integrating the working classes into the economy. right, and polity. We're having a problem integrating women into the, and this is just a normal developmental process by which people take advantage of the of any opportunity for innovation, whether good or bad. They're taking advantage of the opportunity to fulfill their intuitions and engage in antisocial behavior because it's providing them with an advantage at the expense of men and the polity as a whole. Well, we can fix that. The open question is whether women should participate in politics. Now, the answer is no, but I'm not that kind of person. And maybe I'm a too much Gen X and what do you call it? What do you call us? Jones generation. I'm an optimist compared to the younger generations. Maybe I'm too much of that, but my feeling is create the law and produce a separate house for women, just the way we produced first the Senate and then the what did the Romans call it? The plebs, right? Right, and as we produced the House of the English produced the House of Lords and the House of Commons, produce just as we produced the Senate and the House of Representatives, we can create a house for the feminine disposition for women, and the male side of the feminine and the feminine side of the males will work out because they're minorities in both conditions. So I'd prefer to do that because I'm just an optimist. If you're more like Martin and you're incredibly risk averse and you don't believe that the instinct of the beast can be overcome, they'll say it's just safer to keep them out of politics altogether. I don't see any value they've added to politics whatsoever. It's all been harmful. If you told me instead that we produced the equivalent of a church, which essentially was an institution of caregiving, which was the insurance, elder care, child raising, whatever, and that women had control over that wing, just like the church, and there was some minor correlation between that wing and I would say that would be fine too. But it's only my job my job is to propose a set of solutions that are accessible and tolerable by the population. Rather than to dictate or say this is the best. We don't know what the best is, frankly. We only know that this is not working and that we have to fix it. We can fix behavior with law, and we can provide people participation with institutional divisions of labor. And Moritz is going to leave now. Are you leaving? No? Okay. He's in the oh, I see. He has power. So Moritz, he moved before I could get it out of my mouth. Is that there's like these organic drawings behind him that always look like vaginas, and it's very disturbing to me when I'm watching. It's either alien eggs or vaginas. I don't know what I'm looking at, but it's very disturbing. Whatever restaurant he's in.
It shows what direction your mind automatically takes.
Oh God damn! I walked into that, didn't I? Damn it! Yeah. All right. All right. So we've hit the 2-hour mark. I'm going to ask Francis if he says we should continue or we should.
I say let's keep going if everybody's on a roll here.
Martin, are you okay?
Sure.
Maurice, are you okay? Brad, are you okay? To see his day hand, can you just at least give me a yes? You just have to unmute to give me a yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, have I got everybody?
What is this, Curt? Consensus?
You're killing me, man. You're killing me. This is from a guy who knows how I run boardrooms, right? He knows exactly that I seek universal agreement on any motion. I want all 12 jurors to be as responsible for making the decision as I am. And then he throws it back at me. It's like the third thing I've had thrown back at me this morning. All right, go ahead.
Another question. In previous discussions, the NLI team mentioned that natural law can be employed as a guiding principle in child rearing. Could you please provide further insights into this topic? I mean, that would require somebody with children on.
I think this is a Luke question. We don't have Luke this week, so we should put it off for.
Noah
Luke.
question maybe, not neither
What?
is it. Noah question maybe, or at least
Yeah.
Brent.
Noah, or yeah, those two guys. We don't have either Noah or Luke today, and that's a Luke. Our Brad and my argument was that it's possible to bring this down to, and no, Michael doesn't participate in these, does he? Michael doesn't show up to our Q&As. Michael teaches math, and so their attitude, this group's attitude is that it's absolutely positively easy to bring this down to kindergarten level upward, and that we can teach it incrementally. And my argument has been that, we can fit it on what, 5 or 6 posters, right? The first principles on 5 or 6 posters, and beyond that, it's too technical for people anyway. And that those 6 posters can be basically memorized, and that's sort of like memorizing some of the basic principles of geometry. It's very similar, in fact.
A lot of people don't remember those.
Well, they don't keep it hung on the F of the wall either. I mean, it's certain kind of nerds that do that stuff. I mean, you have to be a nerd. What kind of nerd puts a map of the world, the Constitution, the Declaration, the Bill of Rights on the wall and tries to memorize them? I mean, that takes a nerd, right? I mean, only nerds do that. Everyone, Bierling, geometry isn't useful to the majority. I don't know if that's true. I think primitive geometry is as a method of reasoning is present in a lot of the population, even if the algebra necessary to perform geometric calculations isn't. I think geometric institution is there. It's the same thing with the institution of physics is there, but the ability to use algebra in the calculation and the physical computations isn't there. Because that's what I would hypothesize. I don't know. Moritz is I don't know what he's looking at. He's making me nervous here. All right, so wait, Moritz, you guys are carrying these chats. I can't see what's going on here. What is going on?
That's
I was just-
that's the admin channel.
That's supposed to be private.
There's a public chat on the YouTube, and then there's also an admin channel that we're running in Zoom.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
ignore that.
I can ignore that,
Yes.
even if it's like, oh, I see. Okay, I don't need to look at that at all.
I'll
do I?
bring anything worse notice to your attention.
Okay. All right. What's next?
I guess we'll move that question to the next one in hopes someone with children will come on eventually.
Yes. I have children.
Another one from Ernesto.
I don't
Curt
want to know. I'm not a good parental advisor.
I mean, you developed the method later, right?
What?
You developed your method after you had your children.
Yes, exactly.
But that was too late, I guess.
You have to be there for your children to be able to be a parent. It's no, if you live in airplanes and hotels around the world and you get divorced and stuff, you're not there for your children.
Okay, next one. Curt has often said that the current US Constitution has 6 great errors. Can you go over these and how the NRI Constitution will fill in these gaps?
Not right now. Maybe let's save that for next meeting, because that's going to take a long time. Because each of those 6 questions is on the scale of every question we've asked so far.
It's funny that we picked a guy with an accent to read the questions. Okay, next one.